Okay, so what's going on? So today I'm going to talk about the city of Pereira and whether or not you should consider visiting this beautiful city in the country of Colombia. So, for those who probably have never visited this city before or wonder where it is, it's the capital of the coffee region of Colombia. Um, Chances are you're probably going to be staying whether it's Bogota, Medellin, or whatever major city you're staying in, to reach this city. It's fairly easy if you take a flight. Um, Flights are very affordable, and that's something that's a benefit, of course, of being in the country. But you can fly direct within less than half an hour, literally, if you're situated in whether it's Medellin or Bogota. The prices are usually It depends if you're taking all of your things or if you travel light for a few days, but it's pretty easy to find return flights to any major city for around $50 if you just take your backpack, just essential things for a few days. So, I mean, you can't really complain. I mean, $50 return to travel and fly domestically. So I think given convenience and just the timings of it, you don't want to take the bus. It's not worth it. And, to travel for several hours and feel like you're a complete mess and you're just absolutely exhausted is not really worth it. So flying is definitely the best choice. I think one of the reasons why um, I thought to make this video, or why anyone would even consider thinking of suggesting coming to this city, is the fact that it's beautiful. The landscapes, the culture, the people, the feel of the city is stunning, and it's true what they say. It's basically the capital of the coffee region, and for this reason, it has a strong connection, um, and not also because it's so close to the other cities in the coffee region. That makes it of really easy access. If you want to take tours to go to Armenia, Manizales, um, and so forth, you want to go to the Valle de Cocora. So it's the heart of all of these places. It's a good place to be to reach all of those places, which is one of the good reasons to visit this region of the country, as the other cities in this region are of really good access. So it doesn't matter, to be honest, even if it's Pereira or Manizales in Armenia. Being situated being situated in either of the three is a good option if you want to explore and really take advantage of all of the great tours and sites and natural beauty that you can make the most of. So, um, which is great. Pereira is considered, well, of course, as people may know, some people may not know, but um, the departments of Risaralda, which Pereira is situated in, and the other cities in the coffee region are considered the Paisa region. And of course, when you think of Paisa, you think of Medellin. So the people are of the same origin and base of the country. So you're going to find the same accents, slightly different, but you're going to find the same sort of people, the same energy, vibe, and similar culture, which is amazing because, as all the world knows, Medellin is amazing for this. It's very famous for its very warm, friendly people. So the fact that it's one of the cities that's affiliated and related to the city itself is a blessing as well. So therefore, it's the mini Medellin, as it's referred to and considered by Colombians. And I'd say one of the big benefits is that you get all of the expectations and normalities that you would find in Medellin. However, without the level of tourism, without the same level of sort of without the internal scene and popularity that you would get in a city like Medellin, which for good reason, of course, has that. But it's very unique to be in a place whereby you don't really see any foreigners or international tourists. I mean, it's very rare, to be honest, unless you go to some of the touristic sites which aren't necessarily situated in the city itself. So being in the actual city, you're going to be surrounded by pretty much 95% of the people being Colombians. So, which is great because I feel like it's much better to get a more authentic, local, enriching experience like that. More of the Colombian vibe, which you can get, of course, in any other city, but I think the level of easiness and accessibility to that could be more limited if you're staying in tourist areas and popular parts of the city, such as Medellin. So I think that's definitely a plus in that sense. And I think costs and prices, definitely there's a difference. Not a big one, but for general living costs, long term and just day to day expenses, it's generally very, very affordable. I mean, the transport, and given the size of the city as well, it's very easy to get from one end of the city to another in less than 10-15 minutes in an Uber. So very accessible, very convenient, and just overall just a really good vibe and way of being with the logistics and convenience of things. So definitely a good place to be in that sense as well. What else? I would say also, I think because of what I mentioned earlier, you're definitely going to stand out more, which can be a blessing and also could be a negative too. But generally speaking, you're going to have more of that sort of um, foreigner effect, I should say, whereby people will give you stronger stares, will look at you in a more direct way, which is something that's, as people know in Colombia, is very common amongst foreigners, but especially in a city like Pereira, which is not so touristic, is definitely a strong essence of that. So definitely will stand out more, will have more of a sort of edge in that sense, whether it be for meeting people or just being more unique, standing out, I guess. So yeah, that's another plus. And I think just the city epitomizes all of the beauty and natural richness that you would expect from the Copi region. I mean, the mountainous landscapes, all of the nature, the green scenery, and just integration of that is, you know, parallels to Medellin, and yeah, it's just stunning, to be honest. I mean, it's just very interesting how you have the airport, which is so crazy. I mean, it's almost like on the top of the hill, right next to the road where the flights take off and land. So I'm very interested as well. And it's just, yeah, it's just amazing people. And it's just a different vibe and energy, to be honest. And it's that sort of typical Paisa, Antioquia experience for sure. Uh, and I think another benefit as well of why it should be considered for a visit is that it's generally pretty safe. I felt very comfortable. I never felt once a danger or I felt like I was at unease. I had a really good time. Um, and of course, the metro cables is a plus as well, which is really cool to experience that in a different city too, which is really nice. So, yep. Overall, just really, really safe and a really calm experience, to be honest. Um, and yeah, it's very interesting because as everyone knows, people go to the Coffee region, but it's very common that people stay in a place like Salento, which is become a very touristic and a popular town amongst foreigners around the world. This is great, but I think if you want that more authentic sort of city experience of actually staying in a place that you're not just within that sort of zone and you can escape that, then definitely staying in the city of Pereira is a good choice for that. Most definitely. So if that's something that you're seeking and you don't want to necessarily be in just a touristic town, then that's another option to consider as well. Salento is a stunning town, of course, but due to the level of popularity in tourism it gives it, which is well deserved, but at the same time, you want to see something different and a bit more typical. So staying in Pereira is definitely a good choice as well. And yeah, everything is just easy, really calm, relaxed. Um, I mean, it's a city of 500,000 people, but nonetheless, it's worth it. So I highly recommend it. And yeah, Pereira should be on your list of places to go in Colombia.